Howdy. Officer Carl back with vlog number 6 with Patrol Ops. We're going to ride around with Officer Barella. He's going to come pick me up here shortly. We're going to cruise around with him, and then after that, we're going to go up north to Santa Fe. You're going to ride around with Officer Wilson, the guys up there, and see how they do it in the north. All right, just waiting on Officer Barella to get here. It's like a kid waiting at the school bus. Our ride right now. All right, let's get ready to go do this thing. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So I'm Officer David Barella. I've been on the department for about 5 years now.
All right.
Gonna do a little bit of patrolling, see
Nice.
if we can see what we find out here.
All right. So on an average day, what do you normally do?
Usually I'll whenever I come on shift, I'll just head over to I-25, I-10, see how the traffic's flowing. Either run some traffic down I-25 or I-10. Either way, get a lot of crashes on that area just from NMSU traffic. So usually I try to make a presence out there to reduce the crashes.
All right. And then, so you brought up a good point. You do have an additional duty, right?
I do.
All right. Well, kind of explain what that is.
Crash Reconstruction Unit, basically. It's a specialty team that I'm a part-time member of for the state police. Anytime there's a crash that is going to involve any kind of criminal charges, they'll send me out to it to basically do a full reconstruction on it to determine speeds, who's at fault, things like that.
All right. Are you limited to where you patrol on a regular basis?
Well, where I'm assigned to is I'm assigned out District 4, which covers all of Doñana County, so it encompasses a pretty large area. So I patrol, in Doñana County. We have all the way to Hatch, halfway to Deming, Texas state line, the Otero state line going to Alamogordo and Chaparral. So we have a huge area to cover here. So basically whenever I come on duty, you're not really limited on where you want to go. I can work here in the Cruces area if I like, or I go to Hatch if I want to work up there for the day. So you're kind of free to go where you would like to go.
All right, for those people that aren't familiar with all those towns, it's about 80 miles north-south and about 60 miles east-west.
Yeah, about right? That's right.
Okay, Davin, explain your call sign is 427. What's the significance of that?
So 427, basically the 4 is going to be for the District 4. And then 27, the 7's for the 7th most senior guy in the district for commercial vehicle enforcement.
Okay.
So
did you say 2?
427, yep. So basically the commercial motor vehicle enforcement, we run from 420 to up to 439. Then the regular patrol guys will start 440 up from there. So the lower the number is more seniority you have within the district.
Okay.
So right now I already activated my emergency equipment here, so that way I can let these vehicles know that I'm coming here. So we're going after this black SUV here.
All right, so what he's doing now is he's going back up, making contact with the violator, explaining I think he's run him. He's going to give him a verbal warning and let him know that to be safe, be cautious in the holidays because we got a lot of traffic coming through. And if you look in the background, you see the Oregon Mountains. This is our office. Great place to work. All right, you just got a call. What's the call about?
So basically we have another officer that got called to the Santa Teresa port of entry. Border Patrol or customs agents actually had a commercial motor vehicle come in, had a side-by-side, an off-road vehicle on the CMV that came up stolen. So the other officer's handling that stolen side-by-side call, but he requested, being that I'm commercial motor vehicle certified, he wants me to go over and do an inspection on the commercial motor vehicle for him.
All right. And so we're going down to Santa Teresa Port, and what's about 45 miles away?
Yeah, see, like we were saying earlier with the district, how big they are. So we're all the way here in Cruces. Now we got to go all the way through, basically through El Paso. and it's west of El Paso there, all the way to basically the Mexico.
Sounds like a
Mexico
country
border.
song.
Yeah, yeah, right.
What's that, west of El Paso? All right, so we're en route.
So this is the Anthony Port of Entry. This is actually located on Interstate 10, milepost 160 on the westbound side.
All right, what happens in this area?
So like I said earlier, I'm also a commercial motor vehicle inspection officer. So here's basically where we do inspections.
How many kinds of inspections do you do?
So there's actually a few different types of inspections we could do. There's a level 1, which is basically going to be a full inspection of the truck and trailer, going underneath, driver paperwork, all that. A level 2 is basically just a walk around and driver paperwork. And a level 3 is paperwork only.
And the commercial motor vehicles drivers, they know that this is part of
Yes.
doing business. They have to come in and get inspected because what's the purpose of an inspection?
To, promote vehicle safety basically on the interstate. And you can actually see them pulling in right here.
Okay.
As they're coming in on the lane here.
All right. Oh, okay.
And here in a little bit, I'll take you inside and show. So this is, I guess basically it's a command center. This is still in the Anthony Port of Entry. This is the office that, where all the trucks are passing here. This is a good opportunity to see what's coming through here. Basically.
Okay, so this is I-10 in the background behind
This
you.
is I-10, yes.
Okay, major thoroughfare. All right, so this screen in front of you, what's it do?
So this one here, this is a pre-pass. You'll see actually on the interstate here, there's a lot of semis that may not pull in here.
Okay.
And you'll see trucks that do pull in here. So this is a pre-pass that these companies will pay for. And if they get a green light in their cab, we have scanners on the interstate, so if they get a green light, then they're good to pass and they can continue on. If they get a red, then they have to pull in.
Okay. And so then they come in, and then what do you got here?
So they come in, once they pull into the lane, we also have cameras over there which will take a picture of the truck, it'll take a picture of their license plate, and it'll also scan their US DOT number on the side of the truck. So when they pull in, we know the company and all that information before they even get to the little shack over there.
The shack. And what do you guys? What's the affectionate name you guys call it?
We call it doghouse.
The doghouse.
Yep.
All right.
So on this too, a nice thing about this is we actually have some thermal readers out there, so it'll take a picture of each tire on each axle, and it'll give us a warning if they possibly have a flat tire or if they're having brake failure. So when they pull up to this doghouse here, then it might be a good time for them to send them around back for a secondary inspection.
All right, so you just had this one come through, it popped up. You're saying you're going to secondary?
Yeah, it came up with a tire warning here, so I'm going to pull him around just to verify, make sure he doesn't have a flat tire.
So you communicated with the guy in the doghouse, let him know?
Yeah, I let him know to go and send this guy around the back so I can do an inspection on him.
All right, let's go check it out.
Alright, sir, so I'm Officer Brown with State Police. I'm going to do a level 2 safety inspection on you today, okay? What I need you to do is turn the key in the on position, and without starting the motor, turn on all the lights. Alright, so go and hit your high beam. Signal. Other side. More way. Your windshield wipers. And your horn. Just go and watch me in your mirror. You got it. So that tire that showed that was flat on that thermal indicator, that's why we always double check, because it actually turned out not to be flat. So
okay. Is there certain things that'll give it a false reading?
Just sometimes, it all depends. Sometimes the tire just may sometimes be underinflated a little bit, so the tire's gonna heat up a little bit more, so it may come up as a false reading. Also, that's why we have speed limits set for such low speed as they come in, because if they're going too fast, it may not get a good reading on the vehicle.
Okay. All right, guys, so now we're gonna go see what's happening with Officer Wilson up in D1 Santa Fe and see how they do business in the north.
Hey, thanks, Carl. All right, guys, let's head up north. We're gonna meet up with Officer Joshua Silva. He's been gracious enough to let us ride along with him today. And that's right, Carl. We are gonna find out how things are done up north. So already, I didn't even get to introduce Officer Josh, and we already got a hot call. Well, good morning.
Morning, sir.
So what's going on?
Bird has got a guy that is, he's got a warrant and he's also revoked. His driver's license is revoked for DUI. Not answering the radio. No. He's up north
Okay, 181, welfare check.
on I-25.
How far up is
State
he?
50. So he's up in Pecos, but
Okay, 181, no.
181, no radio contact.
Okay, 152, what's your 20?
leaving the quick lane on Cerrillos Road, headed towards the interstate now.
10-4, quick lane on through. That's calling.
Been out there for a little while now, no response.
In case you guys didn't hear, what's going on is we got an officer who's on a traffic stop up in Pecos. The guy's got warrants, and also he has a revoked license.
Warrants for being armed and dangerous.
A warrant for being armed and dangerous, and that officer's not answering the radio. So we're in Santa Fe. We're going to be traveling up to Pecos to see if that officer's okay, because he's still not answering the radio.
Dispatch is trying to
I'm on the line.
I hate situations like this.
Okay, 181, welfare check.
Patrol 344 from Chico.
Okay, 152 is going to be out with a gray Toyota, no 28 on that vehicle.
All right, guys, I kind of stepped away from the action for a little bit. I know a lot of things were going on. Things were happening very quickly, and we weren't able to explain a lot of what was going on. That's why we engaged our emergency equipment from Santa Fe, got up here to Pecos very quickly to make sure that Officer Bird was okay. And luckily, Officer Bird was okay. He just had bad radio service, so he wasn't able to radio dispatch, and also its phone service is bad up here too, so he couldn't call. So nobody knew if he was okay or not. So luckily, once we got here, Officer Bird already had the driver out of the vehicle, had arrested him, had handcuffs on him. He was in the back of Officer Bird's patrol vehicle, and Officer Bird was just waiting on a tow truck at that time. And also, a couple of Santa Fe County deputies were on scene, because when something like that happens, when there's an officer in trouble, and one of us is not near, dispatch will call other agencies that might be in the area so that they can stop and help. So luckily there were a couple, if something would have been going on, luckily there were a couple of Santa Fe deputies that were up here and able to help Officer Bird. All right, guys, so we kind of got off to an exciting start this morning. As soon as I drove up, Officer Silva already had a call, so we had to take off. So I didn't really get a chance to introduce him or do any of the formalities. So without further delay, ladies and gentlemen, Officer Joshua Silva.
Hello.
Yay, welcome. Thanks for having us along today, Officer Silva. We appreciate it.
Oh, thank you for asking me to do a little ride with me today, man.
What's your story?
My story.
Where are you from? Why did you want to become a state police officer?
Okay. So, I'm originally
This is our first date. I want to know all about you. So,
Try try to make it not that awkward then.
Hit me.
So I'm originally from southern New Mexico, in a small town called High Rolls. Not too many people know where that is actually located, but it's east of Alamogordo. Between Alamogordo and Cloudcroft, you'll find High Rolls.
Actually, I know where that's
there. Do you know where it's at?
I've been through there. Well, from living in Hobbs and in Lovington, our closest mountains were, of course, Cloudcroft, Ruidoso. So I've been all through High Rolls, all up in that area. What's going on?
So there's a male subject walking over here to our left through this soccer field. Kind of matches the description, but the way the lady inside described him as being kind of scruffy looking, wearing a gray hoodie, gray sweatpants, but they said he was carrying a white bag. This individual here is carrying a brown bag, but he matches the description that we were given. So we're gonna go over there, check it out, ask him some questions, see if we can get some information out of him at least. So stand by for further for right now. Hey, sir. Do me a favor and hold up right there, man. Take a seat right there. Found that bag. Oh, go ahead and sit down right there. Thanks, man. You okay today? Yeah, I'm fine. Tired? So, I'm going to explain to you while we're out here with you right now, okay? So, somebody in this building behind us, the state library, okay? They called 911. They said that there was somebody inside the building that hold on. They said there was somebody inside the building that shouldn't be there. Okay? They were upstairs walking around. Going in different rooms, pretty much just being a nuisance and pretty much just trespassing. Okay? So they gave us a description that kind of fits yours, honestly. Okay? So that's the reason we're out here speaking to you today. Okay? So if you were inside the building over here and you have no business, right? Just do us a favor, just stay out of there. And if it wasn't you, then don't take pictures like you said. Right? But they don't like it when people are in there that shouldn't be in there, because there's a lot of books in there that are worth a lot of money, a lot of archives in there. Okay? So if you're inside that building, other than just to use the restroom or get some water or something, or use the telephone, whatever it is, let's just leave it at that. We're good to go, man. I appreciate your cooperation, sir. Thank you, sir. Be safe today, okay? Thank you, sir. Have a good day. So this guy over here that we just talked to, he's just a homeless transient here in this area. He's not from New Mexico, but he's lived here for quite a few years. He stated that he wasn't that same person that they called 911 on at the state library, but he matched the description minus a few minor details. So it is against the law to trespass, but it didn't look like he had any ill intent in his heart to do anything stupid inside the state library, and he didn't like he was armed. So we just kind of warned him to stay away from the state library, stay outside the building. If you need to use the restroom and something like that, go inside and ask if you can. But if you have no business being in there, then don't go back in. But he can just continue as he stated that it wasn't him. Yeah. So it's not against the law to walk around the area. So obviously he's not going to be going to jail today for anything, and we got his information, ran his information through NCIC. No warrants, anything like that, so we let him go. Just talk to him real quick and warn him. That was about it.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any comments, comment below. Let us know what you want to see. See you guys next time.